I'm going to start by releasing my cakes from the pan, and then once I release them, I am going to fill and ice them in an American buttercream. Apparently my camera battery died right when I was about to start crumb coating, so you're not going to be able to get to see me crumb coat my two tiers. It's now time to second coat all of my tiers, and I like to apply it with a spatula and then use my bench scraper to get a nice smooth coat on there. I don't like to use my spatula because sometimes it bows in or bows out and it leaves a curved edge, so the bench scraper just gives a very straight, clean tier. It's now time to final coat, and with this American buttercream I have to do 3 thin coats. That third coat really covers everything. If I just do 2, you can kind of see the shadow of the tier between the tiers, and I don't like that. So I do 3 coats with using this American buttercream. I colored this with a royal blue and purple. Purple helps it brighten up a little bit, and I also used a little bright blue powder color in the buttercream as well. So I'm just smoothing it on the top, and I'll put it on the sides and use my bench scraper to get a nice clean finish. To make my Nerf bullets, I'm using a modeling paste. It comes just like this. So I'm going to cut off a little bit and color it the same blue as I colored my icing. And I guess my battery died on this as well, so you don't see me actually coloring it. So we'll skip on over to the texturing of the bullets. Here I'm coloring some more modeling paste, that bright orange, and then I'm going to make the chops of the Nerf bullets. I'm just going to snake it out and cut little pieces, and then to attach them to the blue part, I'm going to add just a little bit of water and put them on there and kind of form them around, make the shape just right, and then I will be done with those. Here you can see a little bit better the texture I got with the paper towel. For the bottom tier, I decided to go with a kind of camo-esque look. So I'm taking the bright orange, the bright blue, and the yellow, and just piping a little bit on, and then taking my offset spatula and smearing it. And I didn't want them to really blend because I don't want green, so you can only do it so much. So it's going to have a little bit of a texture to it. You can't just like squirt it on and then take your bench scraper and then just bring it around, because then you're gonna start blending it all together and getting different colors, and we don't want that. I found a picture of a target online, printed it out onto my sugar paper, and now I'm cutting it out, and I'm going to lay it onto some fondant that I have put a little bit of water on, and pressing it down, and then I'll cut that fondant, and then I'll go ahead and apply it to my tier before it dries. That way I can get it to mold onto the tier. Here I'm just cutting out a 6-inch round so that I can stack my 6-inch onto my 8-inch. To glue my 8-inch tier to the board, I'm just applying a little bit of icing, pop the tier on, and then I'll put my 6-inch parchment on top of that 8-inch and punch a little imprints to where the dowels will go, and then I'll size my dowels, cut 5 of them, and then place them in the tier, put my parchment triangle back down, and then put my 6-inch tier on top of that and nail it all together. I found an image of a 3 that I liked and printed it out on cardstock, cut it out, and used that as my template. And I'm just going to layer it, so I'm going to use blue and orange for the 3, give it some definition, make it kind of pop a little bit instead of just using one color. And then I did this earlier, that way at least the day before, so it could dry, because I'm going to put it on the top of the tier. And then I'm going to cut out the happy birthday message out of white fondant, and so I can get that on the tier as well. And I do that right before I put it on the tier, that way the letters don't dry and I can form them to the tier. I've cut a few pieces of wire, and I am putting a little hook on either side smaller hook on one, a larger on the other. And I'm doing 2 instead of 1, that way it doesn't wiggle around on the tier, and the hook will help hook it into the cake. It's time to pull the cake out, put the 3 on top, and figure out how I'm going to place all the little Nerf bullets on. I decided to stop putting the bullets on and bag up some blue and get a little border on because I didn't like how the tiers were meeting up. It looked unfinished. So I just have a small round tip on. It's probably a 2. Yeah, it was a 2. And then I'm just kind of making a little spiky look. I just ended up doing 1 row of little spikes. I could have gone back through and done some more, but I didn't want to add too much. For the bullets I'm placing on the top of the tier, I'm putting a wire through them and placing them where I want them. That way they don't go anywhere during travel. And then the rest of them, I'm just placing a little bit of icing to help adhere them to the tiers.